Just pulled this truck out of the shop. Let me update you on what we did to this one. This truck hit a deer right there. Messed up the bumper. This one has a flip kit. It was all mangled. The front brace here was broken. Put a new brace in. Headlight was busted across the front. Put a new headlight in. Color matched best I could. I think I got really close. I'm happy with that. Had a bunch of lights out. Had lights out everywhere on this truck, so we fixed all the lights. It had no lights in the side panels there, so we installed a bunch of lights there. They had this T-bar made up by I don't know who, but it was painted, and all the paint was peeling off and it was rusting because it's steel, and one of the mud flaps was ripped off. So we took the light bar off, sandblasted it down to bare metal again, repainted it, and put some new mud flaps on it. He was having some exhaust problems. We fixed the bottom half. I didn't have time to fix the top half. His clamps are bent and kind of broken up here. We're gonna try and hit that Monday if we have time. If not, we'll have to bring it out again some other time. Install glass watermelon lights. Install glass watermelon lights. The hood was out on this side about an inch more than that side, which I don't think it was from the deer because you can tell where it was at, and that side only moved a tiny bit. So I realigned his hood because his hood wasn't going down into the guides correctly. And we also replaced both windshields because both of them were cracked. Gotta use never sees on those nuts. This was held on with a bungee strap because I'm assuming this nut got cross-threaded when they were replacing a heated spot mirror maybe, or if they were adding lights, I'm not sure. But none of that worked. And then the motor inside was stripped out from them trying to get it to work. So I drilled the rivets and I put a new motor in there and fixed that. And there was a lot that we did to this truck cosmetically, like, not cosmetically, like just fixing little things, mechanical and I guess appearance wise. But yeah, that one's done. This one's still not done. This truck here was just dropped off today. We are going to be repainting the two caps. As you can see, they're peeling like pretty much all Kenworth still, and really all trucks. And there's also some like sun cracks all along the side, and a bunch of hucks that are broken along the top crown like they always do. But this is a gorgeous truck the way it sits. It does need a little bit of touch up here and there, but it's a really pretty truck. We are going to be taking off the visor, and he's going to be leaving here without one because he has an RLK one back at home. So he's going to reinstall his own visor. While it's off, I'm going to go and remove the spotlight. We're going to glass that in. We're going to glass in the old mounting holes and all the bracket holes across the front because the RLK ones mount on the side. So you'll be able to see that front. It'll be all nice and clean. And now I'm going to insert a bunch of random clips of stuff we've been doing, and it's not even scratching the surface. I know I got a couple comments wondering when my next video is coming. I've been sick for like 2 weeks, and so that makes me not motivated to make videos. And it's hard to have self-motivation when you're literally drowning in work. We've been working so much. I haven't got any videos of anything really. So I'm just gonna throw in some clips right now of what we have done in the last like 2 weeks, maybe 3, and go from there. But first, we got Arlen's truck in this week. We're gonna be installing a new box. It had this box here, which is kind of a, I don't know if it's homemade or what it is. It's too deep and it's a weird box. So we're getting rid of that one and we're gonna put this one on, which is gonna fit a lot better. And he hit an owl and it shattered his window. So we're replacing both windows, and I'm pretty upset about it because I got a visor that I ordered. It's an RLK, go figure, but it's not gonna be here for another week and he's gotta go. So I was hoping while the visor was off to just shave all those hucks off and fill them in so that way we could put the new visor on right away. But that's not gonna happen. We're gonna have to throw his old visor on and just dry it for a week or two, and then we'll bring it back in, take it back off, and fix it right. Now here comes the clips that I'm going to try and make sense of. Prepare yourself. This one here had a Cummins in it, and when I was piecing it together and making everything fit when we converted it over, I had this pipe that fit really nice, and I painted it up. It was a little longer than it needed to be, but it worked. Or did it? What's going on here is I was revving it up. He said that he had a air-to-air sounding whistle sound. So I sprayed everything down with soapy water, and there was a fine cut right here on that other boot. And I was revving the truck up and letting off, and what was happening is it boosts up and it pushes out a little bit, and then it goes back forward. And it was actually pinching it because there wasn't enough of a gap here for it to have any sponge, and it was cutting it. So all over on the inside of my other tube, there's all these cut lines from it pushing on the next rib, which I should have been smart enough to know that was going to happen, because when I looked at it again, I said, wow, what did my younger self do? I must have been stupid about a year and a half ago. Manufacture date 12/20/23. This is by far the newest truck I've ever driven. I don't know if this is the last one. I think this one came out of Kansas City, I think. Don't quote me on that, I'm probably wrong. But check this 389 out that I'm pulling in the shop right now. This thing is pretty slick. I'm not a fan of the digital dash. I'm still a fan of the old school, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the new toggle switches, but it is what it is. It's still a 389. This thing is cool. So we're gonna pull in the shop and I'll go over what we're doing to this truck. Now, the last time we had a Viper Red Peterbilt in here with 300-inch factory wheelbase. Actually, I don't know what the factory wheelbase is on that one. It looks like 300 inches. That's what I'm going to guess it is. We cut it, made it shorter, took the bunk off, turned it into a day cab. Are we ready for round two? closer, guys. And there it is. Paint it. It matches really good. I'm really happy with how close I got it because this has been repainted, so I had to go off of a scan. So I scanned it right here, polished it out a little bit so that way there's no scratches or anything or swirls screwing with it. And the first scan came back with like a 3.2 match. Unless you're a painter, you probably won't understand. You want to get close as you can to 0. They say between, I think it's like 0.3 and 0.4, you can't tell with the naked eye, but that's not true at all. You can 100% tell. You always have to shade it a little bit. But my first scan was saying that there was no metallics in it. So I scanned another spot and tried that. And it also came back with no metallics, just a solid color. And I was like, my eyes can see metallic because my eyes are trained scanners. So let me show you the metallics. It's very easy to see. Let me turn the flashlight on. Yeah, you can kind of see them there. There's definitely pearl in there of some sort. So anyhow, I mixed up the solid color that said it was close, and then I just did a little bit of tinting, a little bit of shading. I threw in a couple grams of white pearl because it's really, really fine. Like honestly, you really can't see it from a distance, and you actually have to basically use a flashlight to get it to pop up. So I used pearl, and I got it really close. I'm really happy with it. I'll show you a piece. Thankfully, there is a black line here, so even if it was a little off, you would never notice, but I'll show you a section that wasn't painted that actually butts up against each other. Kind of stretching out here, but I didn't paint this bracket. I taped off at that line and didn't paint down here at all, because he said he's putting a visor on here and taking that bracket off anyways and whatnot else, so I didn't want a hard stripe either, a hard line right there. So anyways, as you can see, really close, guys. Then next week, after, you know, doing this my entire life, I've never rebuilt I'm gonna start this clip over because my train of thought has completely left the building. Next week, our green Freightliner is coming through, and we believe that it has a cracked liner. Now, after my entire life, that is all I've done is worked on trucks. I have never rebuilt a Detroit, so this is going to be the first round. Now, everybody I've always talked to, they always say Detroits are the easiest engine to rebuild, so I'm sure it's not going to be that hard, honestly. So we're just going to see how it goes. We've always had cats and a couple Cummins, and then the Cummins end up turning into cats after rebuilding them 2 or 3 times, and Dad finally agrees to put a cat in them. But maybe I'll like this Detroit, and we're going to slowly start swapping to Detroit for better fuel mileage. Probably not. Wow, that was a complete headache putting all those clips together. I'm still at the shop. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to assume later tonight when I put those clips together that it's going to be a headache. Anyways, I got this one in. It fits much better. It looks ugly. I will have to repaint it sometime, but I don't have time this time, so we're going to just let him run it like this. But when I fixed this, I also found a small crack on his air-to-air. Right there. It's just this one right here. And it does leak pretty good. And now that that boot over there isn't leaking anymore, it's getting full boost. It's only going to get worse. So we're going to put a new one in. Probably next week because we're ordering it in. If I just got one from Peterbilt or something, I probably could get it in tomorrow before he leaves. But we're going to try and get a little bit better one. So yeah, that's where we are on this one. I also need to change out the bushings in the back because it's an 8-bag system and the bushings went out in the bottom linkage or whatever you call it. So go figure. It's an 8-bag system. Anyways, I got to get this thing pulled out tonight. So we'll sit in the truck and I'll do a little rundown of what we all did that I don't think I got in the video clips and what's coming up and what we're doing. I'm gonna have to wait till that stupid low air beeping goes away. We got a truck show coming up May 4th at Horse and Buggy Accessories. You guys can Google it, check it out. I don't know. If you guys want to see us there, we'll be there all day. It's right down the road from us. We're going to be at the Match Truck Show here soon. I have bad news about it. I have never finished anything of our own ever on time. It's never happened. I don't think it ever will. I was polishing the fuel tank out the last day, and we ran out of time. I had to do more important things than making a fuel tank look pretty. So the one side was just sanded out, ready to cut, and the rest of the tank just got a cut. It didn't get any finishing or anything. I think it still turned out pretty nice. I think you see that in the clip. So after I run a color over it and a finish, ooh, it's gonna look good for an old Kenworth tank. But anyways, we were finishing that trailer up to be at the Match Truck Show. The truck and trailer will be there. It'll just, there's like a divider and a road. Show trucks are here. The cool guys are not in the show in the other lot, which we always go over there and talk to everybody anyways, and there's always really beautiful trucks sitting over there. That's probably where it's going to be sitting if we can't make it into the show. We're still trying. We're going to try. It isn't that we didn't get a finish. Okay, guys? All right? It's going to be at a couple shows. I'm not going to make any promises on it. We're going to try and make it. There's, I think it's a Shell Super Show Rigs down in Texas. We're going to try and make it to with that one. We're going to try and make it to the iWall 80. We always like showing there. Dad always liked going to the iWall 81. So we're going to make it to that one, hopefully. If not, I'll probably drive up there anyways. And I don't know, maybe Dad will take his truck. He likes showing there. And we'll obviously be at the truck show at my uncle's chrome shop up the road on May 4th. There's no answers to your questions in this video. Sorry. I really need to do just a sit-down Q&A one and like print off on a sheet everybody's questions. Anyhow, I gotta get this truck pulled out. I gotta get this video all edited together, and I have a really busy week next week, but I plan on making a couple videos. Yeah, that's all I got to say right now. Catch you in the next one.